Okay, you notice that we're moving up. So from atoms, you put them together, you create molecules, and then if you put molecules together, the next layer above that would be cells. Actually, molecules and then macromolecules, so that would be bigger molecules, and then you put macromolecules together and you end up creating cells. There are different types of cells. We have stem cells, bone cells, blood cells, muscle cells, sex cells, fat cells, nerve cells, skin cells, endothelial cells, pancreatic cells, cancer cells. And some of the cells have specific names. For instance, blood cells are also known as osteocytes. Okay, and these terms would be something that you would have to know and be able to spell. Sex cells are also known as gametes. Fat cells are also known as adipocytes. And the nerve cells are also known as neurons. Okay, so again, we are now looking at if we put cells together, we start creating organelles. Or within the cells, we have organelles. And then you put cells together, we create tissue, and then organs, and then organ system. So again, just a clarification here. Organelles mean little organs, and they are found. So if you put these together, so really organelles, if you put them together, they are found in the cell. Yeah, this is a little bit misleading because it's kind of showing that if you put organelles together, you start creating tissue, but really the organelles are found within the cells, and it's the cells that if you start putting it together, then you create tissue. For organ systems, we have different ones, which I'm sure you've encountered these terms in middle school science or some biology class. We have the skeletal system, muscular, cardiovascular, respiratory, digestive, urinary, endocrine, lymphatic, reproductive, and then integumentary. And we are going to gloss, later on, we're going to gloss over the functions of each, but for now, we're just going to look at the terms. And then you put all these together, all the systems together, and you create an organism. Okay, here is an image in your textbook that shows a diagram of the organization in the human body. So starting with the smallest, which is the atom, you put that together, so to molecule, macromolecule, and then you put macromolecules together, we have organelles. Organelles are found within the cells. You put cells together, we start creating tissue, and then tissues to organs, start putting organs together, we have organ system, and then start putting all the organ systems together, and you create an entire organism. The next section is maintenance of life. So along with how the body is organized, one main thing is that there are a lot of processes that involves maintaining life. In terms of objectives, list and describe major requirements of organisms, explain the importance of homeostasis for survival, and then be able to explain homeostatic mechanism and how it functions together. Requirements of organisms, we have water. Okay, so water is very important again because it allows for chemical processes to happen in the body, chemical or metabolic processes. It also allows for regulating body temperature, and then it allows for the makeup of intracellular and extracellular fluid, so fluid inside and outside of the cell. In order to live, nourishment is important, so that would be acquiring energy and being able to use that energy. Oxygen is vital for releasing energy from food. Heat allows for chemical reactions to happen in the body in a fast rate. That's why we have to maintain a certain body temperature. Pressure is also very important because it allows for many functions of the body to happen, as well as maintaining blood pressure means we are able to withstand the outside pressure that our body is experiencing, which it doesn't seem like we're experiencing any type of pressure right now because it's only 1 atmosphere. If, let's say, you go deep diving, then you truly start experiencing the pressure of the external environment in your body, and your body needs to be able to keep up with that pressure. If it's not able to do so, then the external pressure will win out, your body will be crushed. In terms of atmospheric pressure, it is important for breathing. Blood pressure has to do with the flow of blood, and so I'm sure you've heard of high blood pressure, wherein because of various reasons, the pressure of your blood when your heart pumps it out is really strong, which could be bad because it could rupture arteries and vessels. It is also indicative of possibly heart problems, which might lead to a heart attack. It could also be that your blood vessels are accumulating a lot of fats and plaque that restricts blood flow. Again, all those things not good. And so we get into homeostasis. And again, homeostasis has to do with keeping the internal environment. Okay, so keeping the organism's internal environment relatively stable. So whatever is happening on the outside, it is important for the body to be able to keep its internal environment stable. Homeostatic mechanisms involve self-regulating control systems. And so when something happens, so for instance, if the body temperature dips down or if the body temperature is too high, then there has to be self-regulating control systems that will take place. And in terms of the control system, there has to be receptors involved. So receptors are the scouts. They are the ones that will detect what is happening in the outside environment and how it is affecting the body. And then there are set points. For instance, there is a set point for body temperature, which is 37 degrees Celsius or 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And so receptors are monitoring that these temperatures, so 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, that the body is within that range. If the receptors find that it is higher or lower, then it will talk to the effectors. The effectors will then bring about response in order to alter the condition and allow for the body to go back to that normal temperature.